Network Entertainment.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Kaya Pa Ba? And for today, I'm very excited. Not because I've always wanted to be a housewife who cooks, but for something else actually. Please welcome to the podcast, Ikoy Rapadas.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Kamusta naman po, Sir Ikoy?
Okay naman. Actually, medyo parang pagaling pa lang ako sa sakit ko.
Maraming may sakit ngayon.
Oo, eh.
Yes, maraming may sakit ngayon. But maraming salamat at nag-guest ka sa pod.
Of course.
Okay. I mean, initially, I wanted to have you on because I saw yung podcast kay Leland. And I found you to be such an intriguing character. Tapos
Thank
parang
you.
feeling ko lang, as a guest, parang in fairness, ang dami niyang binibigay kay Leland. Parang dapat ganyan ng mga guest. And then upon doing some research with me and my team, o di ba may researcher ako, I realized na ang daming parallels ng buhay natin in terms of professional career and how we got into the content creation of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so for everybody's visibility, di ba? A very corporate term. Ayan, inunahan ko na. For everybody's visibility, si Ikoy po was on the commercial side of this, of content,
Yes.
of digital,
Yeah.
and it's basically like where I came from as well. You've been doing full-time content creation as a food guy for the last year and a half.
Yes.
How has life been from like working 9 to 5 to I'm sure now you work 24/7?
It's been great. Yung best part for me is yung hawak ko talaga yung oras ko. So, may perks din pag talent ka na eh. Pag hindi na ikaw yung aligaga sa kliyente.
Correct.
Tapos talent ka na. Pag kunwari may sakit ka or kunwari ngayon may sakit ako, nakapagpa-move ako ng certain deadlines kasi I really got sick. I got sick. So dati parang hindi pwede yun eh. Like kailangan umandar if the campaign needs to be launched, it will be launched by hook or by crook. But if the talent says, may sakit ako, biglang pwede na siyang mauro.
Sarap maging talent minsan, no? Diba?
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos magsabi pa yung, pag may sakit yung talent, yung agency mag-text pa sa'yo, the client says like, like, wishes na you have a speedy recovery. May
Yan, minsan, yung may mabang, clients, mabait pa, nagpapadala pa ng care package,
Diba?
ganyan. So, masaya lang pag ikaw pa dati yung nasa accounts or sales. Walang ganun.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows you to be the food guy on Instagram, which has such a hypnotic feel to it. I think that's how I will describe your
Hypnotic.
videos.
It's interesting.
It's hypnotic. Yung tipong, I think the voice, the edit, all of it, I think that's how I will describe it. We'll get to that later on, but I do want to pick your brains on just being able to transition into the content creator life. More or less, you worked for how long before content creation?
Tagal. Since 2013.
Oh.
And then, so a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
11 years-ish.
Got it.
Ganun.
Same. Now, why do you think was 2024 last year parang the pinakahinog time for you to finally make that big transition after spending over a decade in, what many would say is a conventional 9 to 5 space?
Honestly, natsambahan ko lang talaga siya. Kasi, noong 2024 January, I was going through a thing. I recently just moved into my apartment. And then, parang naisip ko lang na mag-start lang ako mag-content. Kasi parang matagal na ako nagluluto talaga. Tapos parang, yun nga, meron akong phase na, pinaganda ko yung condo ko. Tapos yung nagpapaka self-improvement
I mean,
phase
it was
ako.
January after all, right?
Oh, diba? It was January. Q1 is always parang, I want to be best foot forward. And I decided to document it. So, gumawa ako ng food videos. And then, bigla lang siya nag-pop off a month after. Like, it was very fast. So, nung nag-pop off siya, I was still working. Sinabay ko talaga, sobrang it got to a point na ang hirap na ipagsabay kasi nung pumasok na agad yung brands eh. Ang bilis pumasok ng brand sa akin. Di ko alam bakit siya nangyari, pero nangyari siya. Sobrang grateful ko. Pero, nilapitan ka agad ako ng brands, nilapitan ka agad ako ng current agency ko now. parang April pa lang May.
Wow. That's pretty fast.
Yeah. Tapos yun, nakuha ko kagad yung first parang long-term deal ko April, May, ganun pa lang. So parang you eventually have to prioritize it eh. Kasi ang pinaka-concern ko na at the time was, kapag gumagawa ka kasi ng content for brands, hindi naman kasi siya ma-approve agad.
Correct.
Hindi mo siya ma-upload agad. So for example, in a week, may work pa ako, may day job pa ako, nakakapag-shoot lang ako pag uwi. Or kapag nagkukunwari akong nagtatrabaho pag work from home. So,
tandaan, narinig niyo na. Hindi kayo nag-iisa sa pagsisinungaling sa mga boss nyo. Okay.
So, pag kailangan ko ilang beses ka lang makakashoot sa isang linggo. So, pag yung 3 times na pwede ka mag-shoot, puro branded, tas wala ka ma-upload, wala akong ma-upload that week.
Correct.
And that's an issue. Kasi, when you're just starting out and you're gaining traction and momentum, kailangan maglabas ka ng content.
Yes.
So yun, that's when I realized I think I need to prioritize this na. And then yun nga, kanina you mentioned ko kay Leland, when my booked revenue was already bigger than what I could possibly make with the company that I was working for. I think that was the the sign for me to, and yun, like I think I was getting inquiries na every week. So yun talaga, parang I felt sustainable na ata to, kaya na.
Yeah. I love it you speak in sales terms. So, pupunta tayo sa sales era mo later. Pero yung shinare mo kasi right now, parang, I guess right now you look at it as parang maybe medyo stressful na parang, oh my God, is this the time that I dropped the 9-to-5 job? But I'm sure something about it also felt incredibly romantic in the sense na, oh wow, I feel like my life is about to change with this thing that I feel so very passionate about.
Yes.
Diba?
It's crazy siya eh. Parang hindi mo talaga siya ma-expect. Like, hindi naman lahat ng tao magkakaroon ng privilege or, alam mo yun, ganitong klaseng blessing na parang it's actually very overwhelming. It's something na hanggang ngayon pinoprocess ko pa rin. Kasi hindi ko, alam mo yun, parang normal na tao pa rin ako ngayon. Pero parang kumbaga wala naman akong ganitong klaseng parang these are things na parang you only see happen to other people. Correct. Alam mo yun, na and you never know what it's like when it happens to you. And then when it happened to me, it was, hindi ko pa rin siya parang, it's still very surreal to me. So, yun lang. Parang hanggang ngayon, pinoprocess ko pa rin siya. It's actually very difficult to, it's really hard to explain. In such a way na parang, hindi mo maiisip na nagyayabang ako or ang hirap niya. Minsan nga even with friends, you can't even explain it.
Yeah.
Especially with, kaya parang you value yung content creator friends.
Yeah.
Kasi they get it.
Yeah, there's a certain grind na parang in as much as people think so much life is happening to us right now. A big part of it is also, guys, hindi namin alam kung may trabaho kami next month.
Pero may ganun din.
Diba? Hindi namin alam actually. Diba? Yeah.
So, but it's just so, yun, it's a weird experience. Tas parang, yun nga, yung having some sort of attention is also something that, you know, not a lot of people, like, it's not something I'm used to, you know?
Yeah.
It's not something you can be born used to, diba?
But I would like to think na it was meant to happen.
Yes.
In the sense na, because again, looking at your background, parang you always had a flair for the creative and the artistic, and then you were very much exposed to the commercial side of creativity. So parang looking back at it, parang you had all the makings of someone who should be able to turn it into a profession. But of course, the artist in you, when it finally happened, was still in a little disbelief, I'm sure. Yeah.
Pero you're right. Parang I think yung moment lang na yun din, when it finally happened, it felt like this whole like culmination of like everything that I went through in my life na kasi nagbabanda rin ako for the longest time. So I think naturally, like I guess I wanted to be a performer. May ganon. Tapos I did the digital marketing and then I did sales. And all of that is something that you need for this job. And then the network that you got out of all of that is something that you could, sobrang useful sa akin today. Na parang dati, yung mga nakafollow sa akin ng mga kliyente sa Instagram, nagulat na lang sila na parang, huy, bakit sikat ka na? Pwede ka ba namin may brand ako, ganito, ganyan. Ganun lang siya kadali bigla.
Yeah.
So, it's so useful and sobrang visible mo na sa kanila to begin with. Yung mismong pag-grow mo nga as a creator, isipin mo yung mga kliyente na may hawak ng mga budget at ng mga brands. Nakita nila yun lahat. So, parang naging fan sila. Alam mo yun, parang it's not something that all creators have the privilege of having.
Yeah. And also, ang privilege din for us who are from the industry, alam namin ang mga presyuhan ng mga bagay. Diba? Which is, I would think na it's still a net positive that we know that because we know ano yung value ng profession natin today. But I think we talk about this sa podcast a lot na there are people here listening to the pod who are in a 9-to-5 who want to pursue a certain something, a certain passion, and they feel like they may be just wasting away dahil they could be doing something better. Pero again, ang ganda na sinabi mo, parang you have to look at these things as necessary education for 100%. That next frontier of your life that you have been dreaming of for a very long time.
Yeah, like I think a lot of the people who made it, they would always say na if you want to pursue content creation, just do it. Just keep doing it. And then if it doesn't happen today, it can happen in 10 years. You don't know. And I think yun na parang, I think kaya lang naging mabilis for me is because I already went through something. Alam mo yun, na ganito. And I think that's what made me relatable in a sense. Kasi parang, I already lived a certain life na it became very natural when I started documenting it.
Yes.
That it was something na parang people resonated with. Now, had I done it earlier, baka hindi siya nangyari. Kasi parang, ano ba ako nun? Diba? Di natin din alam. Baka di pa ako ganun ka-interesting. Di pa ako mahilig sa certain things.
Di ka marunong mag-edit. I mean, there are things, diba? Ang dami pang hindi alam.
Right? Dami mo pang hindi alam. Di mo pa alam kung ano yung magandang video.
Correct.
I haven't doom scrolled enough.
Hindi mo pa alam yung tamang delivery mo sa recorder app. Kung ganito ba kalaki? Or dapat ganito lang pagdating sa mga VO. I mean, it's something you have to like learn as you go along.
At saka yung mediums today weren't available then.
Yes.
So kung kunwari pasok ako sa Reels today, wala namang Reels noon eh.
Correct.
So YouTube wasn't like, yung kumbaga, hindi ako nag-long form vlog eh. That's not my thing. And that didn't like that was the thing before.
Yes.
And that's what made the Will Dasoviches and the Erwans big at the time is because that's what they did.
Correct.
They were vlogging. And when that was the meta, hindi ko masabayan yun. And now na may ganito na meta,
when you say na hindi mo masabayan, is that informed by you knew you had something to say but parang the distribution or the channels weren't resonating with you as much? Or was it both? Na tipong talagang feeling mo just from a messaging standpoint, hindi ka pa talaga hinog?
I think it's both. Na parang, hindi pa hinog kasi parang feeling ko, well, di mo naman malalaman yung kung hinog ka na or hindi. Either you just do it and then the people decide kung hinog ka na.
That's true.
But when I saw na parang, these were the distribution channels, this is what people were doing, I knew in my heart, I can't do that. I can't shoot myself. I can't I can't.
It's good that eventually technology actually empowered creators or creatives like us to be creators. Sabog, soundbite. But you know what I'm saying, right? Parang ako, I've always loved gay references. I think I always had a certain, I knew I was funny, pero parang, but how do I get this across? And maybe 5-7 years ago, tama ka, like, it's not YouTube, but when I saw TikTok and short form content, I was like, I think this is closer to where my natural talents
parang kaya ko to.
Diba? May ganun siya. With that, of course, sumabog ka sa Instagram last year. You mentioned momentum a lot of times. Ano yung sa tingin mo naging alas mo in creating a lot of momentum sa start pa lang? Kasi it does feel like you have parang kung paano ka sumabog sa public, it hasn't stopped eh. And I'm sure part of that, you had agency over, diba? Na parang, wait, deliberate yung ganitong naging career move, yung na ganitong partnership, and this particular change in the way I do my content.
Ang nangyari lang kasi nun, so, yun nga, matagal na rin ako nagluluto, ganyan. So like, I can actually really cook. And then, I started yun nga. And then I figured out a format. So yung format na pumapasok ako sa loob ng condo, tapos magluluto, tapos may voice-over, etc. I don't know, it just so happened na gumana siya. From the onset, nung first time ko siya ginawa, nagka-traction siya kagad.
Yeah.
And then, I just kept doing it. And then it just kept working. So, hindi ko alam.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to say na parang meron akong alas na parang, I think it's also because, yun nga, because I've lived already a certain life.
Yeah.
Na parang ang dami ko nang pwede ring ikwento.
Correct.
Marami na akong makikwentong kwento.
Yeah. And I think that was the momentum. Diba? Alam mo na parang, nung all of a sudden nag-click lahat.
Yeah.
And it was about like seizing the moment when it was already in front of you.
Yeah.
Diba?
So I just kept going.
Yeah.
Pero ito, I think this is one of my, magiging vulnerable ako dito. Pero I think this is one of my, parang binabantayan kong concern sa ngayon. Kasi the fact lang na I started doing this thing full time and my lifestyle has changed to a certain degree. Parang meron na akong feeling na parang baka maging out of touch na ako. Kasi before, sinasabay ko talaga siya with work. I actually come home from work and cook. And then, I have stories, like if I watch my old videos, like there are stories talaga na parang, shit, this is so really, I get it. Now na parang I've been doing this thing full time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't help but feel na parang I'm starting to lose touch of the magic that I first had. Yung parang nagkakaroon ako ng gano'n na concern na binabantayan ko na what do I do? Kasi parang before, I was a guy who had a job and was doing this thing on the side.
Yeah.
Now that I'm doing this thing full time, it changes everything eh.
Yeah.
Even if, kahit sabihin natin, the format's the same, I still do my best. Nagkikwento pa rin ako kung ano yung totoo sa akin. I still never compromise on any of that, even with pagka may partnership deals or whatever. But, nakaka-relate pa ba yung tao sa akin?
Correct.
Which is something na parang, or parang yung nagiging importante ba sa akin ngayon, yun pa rin yung importante sa tao na hindi naman content creator. So parang sa akin, yun yung parang naging concern ko na parang I've been doing this full time for a year and a half. Yun yung parang isa sa mga parang binabantayan ko ngayon. Kaya kunwari ito, isa sa mga pinaka malalaking impluensya ko ngayon pag nanonood ako ng mga food videos are people who have only done it, who've only tried doing it once or and never again, or who do it sometimes lang. Kasi parang there's just a certain magic with
there's an electricity with, like, pag naramdaman mo, shit, ito yun eh.
Yung parang, yung hindi talaga nila to ginagawa, pero parang, I know that when they uploaded that video, they were so excited to share it. They were so, gano'n naman kasi din ako nung nagsistart ako eh. So parang, I want to, di ko alam paano, but I want that back.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that is a very valid concern, diba? Because, but I think also it, to parang use kind of like a tech startup term, parang getting from 0 to 1 is you need a certain kind of energy.
Yeah.
But getting from like 1 to 10, iba na naman yan.
Yeah.
10 to 20, iba na naman yan. I mean, I've been doing, you have far more followers than what I have. But because I have been doing it for 5 years, medyo the need to change it up para it still feels true to you, is something that you will have to apply on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
Like, ako, like, yung content eras ko, iba-iba yan. Nag-start muna ako as like drag race parodies, then naging advertising life parodies, and then nagkaroon ako ng serye na parang puro resignation letters yung ginagawa ko. And then I had a podcast, and now I have 3 podcasts. But
ikaw
it's always like,
si Move the Needle.
Sino si Move the Needle?
Yung parang yung...
Yes, that was me. Oo.
Oh my gosh. Yung nga.
Yeah. Ako si Move the Needle. Si...
Turtle Dove. Ano yun? Something Dove? Dovetail.
Dovetail. Oh my God, you remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Ako si Move the Needle at si Dovetail. And now I wear wigs on a podcast.
So, you just did. Yung
with McCoy. Yeah. So, ayun lang. I mean, the fact na I guess na alam, like, ibang-iba pa ako noon. Saka iba pa yung ilong at pisngi ko noon, by the way. But yeah, I think the need to be true, period, meaning the need for it to be true to you right now, I think is very important. And I think it's more about what you feel is true now than what you feel is true for them who are watching it.
Yeah.
Para naman ako ano nito, elder bigla. Pero yes, yun siya, parang you really gotta change it up. It is brutal in a way because we are still also just at the mercy of what the new algorithm is for the platform.
That's true.
Diba?
You're also at the mercy of that.
Yeah, diba? Na parang, ano bang kailangan nila? Diba? Ano bang kailangan nyo? Mr. Zuckerberg. Mga ganon. meron siyang ganon. That is a valid concern. But also, there are more people for you to discover who might find whatever it is you have to offer now something very, very valuable to them. Yun. Pasabog. Gusto ko yung naging vulnerable tayo bigla. Diba? Oh, pero importante yan. But I think rin kasi, what I'm hearing from that is that you are just very, very artistic. You mentioned kanina you were with a band. I think you were always drawn to the performance of it all, the creative of it all. How do you think has being a musician, how has it helped you become a content creator sa pag-engage pa ng audience? Nandun ba yun na sinasabi ko, napaka-hypnotic ng dating ng mga videos mo?
I think it's just yung parang yung meron ka idea and then bringing it to life. I think it's very similar. So when you're an artist, you're a songwriter, you write songs, it always is just, an idea, and then you see it through hanggang mabuo siya. Correct. Hanggang sa naririnig mo na yung kanta sa Spotify. Yeah. So yung buong process na yun, like I feel like is very similar to and yung just getting used to that feeling na sobrang hubad mo pagka nilabas mo na yung content. Kasi yung content or yung song, kasi it opens you up to everything.
Like, it's not yours anymore. Totoo yun sabi nila, parang like, medyo like blood, sweat, and tears, tawag ito, figuratively. Pero pag pinost mo siya, like, it is whatever they want it to be.
Exactly. They get to decide if this is cool or not, if this is good or not. Or regardless of what your intention is.
Yes. It's always weird because kunyari with Dog Show Divas, it is also something na parang ugang-uga ko at the moment. May mga comments sa tipong, oh my God, hindi masyado nakakatawa tong episode na to. But at the same time, the same episode will, like, there are people, oh my God, best episode of the season ever. Na tipong, medyo nakakauga siya sa utak. Kasi tipong like, what do you want from me? Us ba talaga, diba? Yeah.
And I think that's like, tuning out the noise is also like a skill that you develop.
Yes.
Pero sobrang hirap niya.
Mahirap siya. Mahirap siyang gawin. Mahirap siyang gawin.
People will always have something to say. Like us, like we will always have something to say regardless of, diba? Even if
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.